Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Today, we are announcing the winners of the Raza LLM Community Challenge. My name is Lauren. I'm a product marketing manager here at Raza, and I'll be moderating today's announcement. Over the last month, we have had incredible engagement from the community participating in this challenge, and we're really proud to celebrate all of the great work we saw from you. And we're especially looking forward to, of course, announcing the top 3 projects, the winners of the Raza LLM Community Challenge. We have a lot in store for you today. First up, Dr. Alan Nichols, CTO and co-founder, is joining us today to give us a quick overview of why we're here, what brought us to this point. Of course, the name of the challenge is the Raza LLM Community Challenge, and we like to share a bit about our approach with you so far, you, our community. Next, I'll give a quick overview of the impact of the challenge. I'll get a chance to introduce the jury, the criteria the jury used to evaluate each of your projects, and then I'll hand it over to our jury to announce the prize-winning projects, starting with the 3rd prize. So to get started, I'll pass it over to you, Alan, to share a little bit more about Raza and our approach to LLMs.
Cool. Thank you, Lauren. Again, thank you everyone who participated and submitted projects or made applications or anything else. It's great to see all the creativity and all the innovation coming from folks working with Raza and LLMs. I think we started this because we saw a lot of experimentation happening already that we wanted to celebrate. I mean, of course, it's been a very interesting time in conversational AI since the launch of ChatGPT and all the exponential increase in hype and experimentation over the last 9 months. I think we all see the potential. We all see that these models are incredible, and the fact that as a prototyping tool, you have these models that you can just describe what you would like to happen, and they just kind of do it is is a pretty magical experience. We've had so many conversations with people. We've been doing a lot of experimentation and R&D internally as well on, what is the right sort of next paradigm in conversational AI. Going back to our roots as well. I mean, Rasa was started as a meetup, right? Before it was even an open source project. It was a meetup, and then the open source came later, and then evolved from there. Community has always been in our DNA, and celebrating all the innovation that comes everywhere. I think we're seeing a big shift towards open innovation, sharing of ideas, open source code, open source models. And so that's very exciting for us, and I think for everyone else. Many brains are better than just a few brains, right? And we don't want to just only work internally and say that we have all the answers here. So we also kind of wanted to, hint that, some bigger changes and innovations are coming to Rasa in the next couple of months, both on the commercial side and the open source side. So we're very excited about that. Some of the things we've been rethinking, as you can probably imagine, really rethinking the role of intents and how all of those things work together. So very excited to tell you more about that, later this year. But for now, we're just celebrating all the great ingenuity and innovation coming from you, the community. So thanks everyone again for all your contributions.
And if we can just hop to the next slide. Maybe let's go one more, just so we can start with our thank you. Yeah, so first of all, again, our biggest heartfelt thank you to everyone who participated. We've got lots of Razas as well joining this live broadcast today because they're so excited to see what you, the community, has created. And just to highlight, we had over 100 registrations and 30 applications. So we were just so impressed with the amount of people that participated from all around the world. And you can see just, the ingenuity is coming from really almost every corner of this earth. So thank you again to everyone. And if we can hop to the next slide. And now I'd like to introduce our jury. Jury, feel free to turn on your cameras and give us a quick wave when I say your name. Of course, you just met Alan Nichols, co-founder, CTO of Raza. Thanks so much, Alan. Up next, we've got Rosanna, so Force of Nature, group product manager here at Raza, working on everything cutting edge AI and ML. Rosanna, can you give us a quick wave? And then we've got Sonam, developer advocate. Of course, many of you listening in have probably seen some of Sonam's great videos. If you hadn't had a chance to get to watch some of the recent ones, definitely after this, go back and take a look. Then I'd like to introduce Dishant, senior bot developer at Chao, Raza's superhero. We're so glad that you're here. And last but not least, we have Hans van Dam, I hope I pronounced that right, CEO at the Conversation Design Institute. Give us a wave if you haven't had a chance to take one of those courses. I mean, I think they come highly recommended from all of us at Raza. So absolutely a great place to start if you are new in conversation design, experienced in conversation design. Thank you so much for joining us and participating as a jury member for the Raza LLM Community Challenge. Let's go on to the next page. So just as a recap, so everyone's aware, our jurors evaluated the applications based on 3 key pieces of criteria. Concept innovation: is your product unique in its approach? Does it solve a specific problem in conversational AI? We were looking at technical implementation. What technology stack are you leveraging to make your AI solution work? Are you leveraging closed source or open source LLMs? And lastly, of course, is very important, ease of use. Does your project make it easier for an end user to leverage conversational AI, or easier for a developer to create, manage, or optimize conversational AI? So these are kind of the 3 broad criteria that we were evaluating projects against. And if we can go on to the next slide, we are proud. I'll pass it over to Dishant, who will introduce the 3rd prize winner. Dishant, over to you.
Thank you so much, Laura. Basically, we received a lot of applications, and the 3rd place project, the 3rd prize project, has really good concept, and the traveling industry would love it. Like when the LLMs and the assistants come together and build the traveling industry, like recommendations and all those things, it really helps the capability of the assistant to increase and also the user experience to get increased. Even LangChain has not been used in the small number of projects of LLM. So the name of the project is RoamWise by Suman Das. So he will be presenting us the live demo of it, and let's have a look at the live demo on how he has created this particular assistant.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Suman Das. I am a software engineer from India. I'll be sharing with you my project called RoamWise, which is a travel planner app. So basically, it will help you ease out your all travel planning, as it mentioned. So it's built on along with Rasa, LangChain, and Gen AI. So let me quickly show you how it looks. Yeah, so as the name says, RoamWise, it's built along with the Rasa LangChain, as I mentioned, OpenAI, right? So how it has some key features, like it will help you to discover destinations with the help of it. You can create itinerary with the help of the ease, and then it on top of that, it can give you hotel recommendations, it can give you a budget approximations, and it can give you some, all these conversations is happening is contextual. It will keep on the context, and then it will give you the recommendations on top of that. Here I have leveraged Rasa to store the intent, to classify the intent when the user is trying to ask any questions or trying to have any queries. Rasa is used here to classify the intent and to store the intent. And then using that intent, I have also used slots where we are storing those memories. And then I have leveraged the custom actions along with the LLM to answer those intent using prompt engineering. So I've used basically instruction-based prompt tuning, which is used to answer those questions. Let me quickly show you a demo of some of the key features from my local machines. So I have integrated it with Slack. So as you see, you can ask any travel query. Let's say I want to travel somewhere. I don't know where to go, but I have something in my mind. I can start with, suggest me some places with beaches in India. Then it will suggest you some places. On top of that, you can take further actions. What do you want to do? Okay, so if you want further assistance, then you can ask, can you help me to plan a trip? If you want to so it's not so as you see, right, it will ask you what is the preferred point of departure. So if I say Mumbai.
Suman, I guess
Yeah.
we are not able to see your screen. So are you able to share it properly, or is it some kind of difficulty you're facing? We are able to see your GitHub screen right now.
Oh, sorry for that. Let me reshare it again. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I have integrated this applications in my local using Slack, and then using Slack, I'm just trying you a quick demo from my local machines. So as I say, as you can see, right, you can ask for some places. If you don't know where to go, you can suggest for your preference. Based on your preference, it will try to give you some recommendations. And then on top of that, you can ask queries, like it can help you to plan a trip. It can help you to plan a trip to some specific locations. It can ask you to. So if you don't know the month, you can also ask. So it will recommend you the month where in that particular locations, what is the best month to travel. I can specify, let's say December. And then it will ask you for how many days I want to travel. I'll say 3 days, let's say. And then it will basically, once this intent gets all the informations, then it will use in the background, it will try to use prompt engineering and OpenAI. So here I have used GPT 3.5 to interact with, to get the data along with the LangChain. So it will give you an itinerary, customized itinerary based on your preference and all that. It will give you hotels recommendations, day-wise itineraries, and then you can keep on going. You can ask for hotel recommendations. It can also help you to give you a budget also and all that. So that's a quick demo of some of the capabilities which RoamWise have. I think I am on time.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. So cool to see that live. Absolutely think that could revolutionize the travel industry in the future. I'd like to now pass it over to Rosanna, who will introduce the second place prize.
And well, I'm actually very excited to announce this this solution because it actually, you know, we wanted to see smarter assistants on the one side and have build their productivity, and I think that this is a great thing. The bot is very users can have great smooth conversations, and it's very easy to set up this bot. You only need a couple of intents, and you know, you can rephrase the responses very easily. One thing that was amazing is you can actually have structured data in the YAML file, and then the LLM can use that to create smooth responses. And something that I thought was really innovative and great was that they have prompt management in a YAML file that allows you also to manage your prompts and personalize it. So without further ado, the second prize goes to the project LLM-powered bot responses and prompt management by Ishara Disanayake and Dinushi Yayasinagi. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but yeah, this is our second prize winner. And I will give the floor to you now.
Yeah, thank you, Rosanna. Let me quickly share my screen.
Yes.
I hope you can see my screen, right? You can see my screen.
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
sure, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm Shara, and the other developer who was involved in the project is Dinushi. So she's not here now to present. So our solution is called LLM powered bot responses and prompt management. So initially we had this idea to what if we can rephrase the bot responses according to the user input, even though it's the same intent that we trigger based on the content of the user input. Like it will be cool, and the assistant will look smarter if we can rephrase the responses, right? So but at the halfway of the project, we came across some difficulties when we managed the prompts. So we introduced a new solution, for the prompt management aspect of it as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's go to the backend of the bot. So I'll quickly demo the response file of the bot. So here you can see under the utterances, you have pretty basic utterances, and they're not like fancy utterances. And the quick, like the exciting part is that you can have even structured data under the response file. So here you can see this is a CSV block of data that we use for the menu. And whenever like user comes and ask about the menu from the bot, then it will extract the relevant data from this section, and then it is able to construct a nice answer for the user input, right? So that's what we have done with the bot responses handling with large language models. So the way that we do this is that we are using some custom actions every time an intent is getting triggered. So let's take a look at the bot first. So yeah, if you come to the bot, this is the the conversation that I had earlier with the bot. So for the time being, I will go through the conversation. If you say hi, the bot is able to read you accordingly. And if you say hi, good morning, then it will rephrase its response according to the user input nicely. So that's where the rephrase, where the response rephrasing feature comes in. And also you can like query over the structured data. So here I'm asking about the menu here. So bot is able to give you like the full menu. And also if you ask the menu, but with like only for the large size pizza, so it is able to extract those relevant data from the structured CSV kind of block I showed you earlier from the response file, and then give you construct a nice answer for you. So that is how the bot is like we have made the bot smarter with LLM powered bot responses. But like I said, we have to manage prompts in the backend for this. So for that, we have came across some issues, like I said. So for that, we are introducing a prompt management mechanism in the backend. So I will showcase that as well. So if we go to the actions section, to handle prompts, we are introducing a new module, Python module called prompts.py. So in there, you can like we are having some default responses for generating prompts and rephrasing existing bot responses. For that, we are having two default prompts for querying the LLMs. But the nice thing is that even like if the developer wants to use another prompt than this, like the default one, even though this will work in most cases, sometimes we need to inject some examples like a few short prompts, and we need to customize the prompts according to the utterance that we want to refine, right? So in that case, we are providing a nice feature. Like in the action section, we can define a LLM_prompts.yaml file. So in the YAML file, we can manage all the prompts. So here we are allowing the developers to manage the personality of the bot, and also they can override the default prompt of the generate response prompts. So for the rephrasing related tasks, we can also, for each utterance, we can override the default prompt by mentioning the utterance name here as the prompt name and template name, and also we can mention our new prompt here. So this at runtime, this will override the default prompt at the backend, right? And also taking a step further, we are also in the same YAML file providing a section for custom prompts. So here you can mention any prompt name here, and you can provide the prompt content. And also you can inject any number of placeholders to inject data at runtime. The way you can use this inside your own custom action is like when working with LLMs is you can go to the actions section, and here we provide the prompts module, and from that you can use the get custom prompt method to load that specific custom prompt. So the way that you do is like you have to provide the template name and then any number of placeholder to inject to the prompt template, and then you can construct this with bot personality on or off based on the Boolean value you pass here. And then you can have a nice prompt that you can pass to the LLM and get a nice response from that according to your custom prompt. So that's how we make it easy for the developers to manage prompts easily in the backend, in the actions section. And also at the end of the day, you are ending up with a smart assistant that can rephrase the answers based on your users, like any query. So this is not limited to one type of bot. This like these features you can use any with any type of Rasa bots. So that's kind of the end of the demo. So thank you, Rasa team, for the exciting community challenge with LLMs. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thank you so much, Ishara. First of all, just wanted to say absolutely love the pizza demo. I think anyone who's ever worked in conversational AI knows that's an absolute classic use case. So I thought that was really cool and really neat how you're able to make that easier for developers as well. So if I had a drum roll, I'd give it to you now. Big drum roll for our first prize winner. And with that, I'll pass it over to Alan.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, so it's a great privilege to get to announce the first prize winner of the Rasa LLM Community Challenge. This project impressed us in a few different ways. Firstly, the actual experience of talking to this virtual assistant is quite unique and actually personalizes its behavior, its personality, its responses based on how you talk to it. So you kind of, feed it information about yourself over time, which I already thought was quite a cool sort of way to personalize an assistant. But moreover, I think the level of ambition of this project, which actually runs entirely on a single laptop, doesn't require any sort of cloud services or hosted APIs or anything like that. We love that level of ambition. And then thirdly, the fact that rather than just using one LLM as a kind of one-size-fits-all Swiss Army knife solution, it's actually very smart in optimizing for memory usage and uses different LLMs for different jobs. So for paraphrasing or for QA, I think that's really smart. I think we're going to see even more sort of heterogeneous evolution of LLMs overall, right? We don't need these sort of gigantic, expensive, slow, one-size-fits-all models when there are perfectly capable models that can do one job and do it really well, and that we might be using different LLMs for different parts of our application. So with that preamble out of the way, it's my pleasure to announce that the winner of the community challenge is How You Doing, Everyone? By Nicholas Hacot. And I think we can all look forward to seeing a demo of a very cool and creative virtual assistant.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction there, Alan. I'll just get right into it. So let me share my screen here. So like Alan said, this is, it's a fully personal virtual assistant. The name is Hide, How You Doing Everything. The idea behind this project was to make an AI virtual assistant that runs locally on your machine using large language models for text transformation, Rasa for conversational management, and React.js for the interface. I want to quickly just show how it works right off the bat here. I've already loaded up the program, and what is showing right now is actually the welcome message after you've run it once. So I've already run this once, gone through the user setup. That's where you would provide your name, your favorite color, and then what happens is the bot kind of goes into a bit of a role play mode where it'll pretend to be you and ask you a couple of questions, and you'll pretend to be the bot, and you answer it the way that the bot that you want the bot to respond, and then it'll extract the personality from your responses. So let's open this up right here. I've set my favorite color to orange, so the background switches to orange there. We have the date. We have a quick kind of hamburger menu for just pressing different quick actions there. So let's just start really quickly with generating some text. Sorry, I don't want to generate, actually. Can I summarize some text? So we're going to start that there. And as you can see, it is thinking about it. And if we pull actually this over here, this is my task manager. We can see my resources. So this is using currently 15 gigabytes of my memory and then 8.6 gigabytes of my swap memory. So it is all running locally. It does take a lot of resources, even though I am splitting it up between different large language models. So we can see that it is processing the text. I believe actually what's happening right now is it's processing a chit chat response, because it might have been running in the background just for a bit too long while I was waiting there. But while we wait for that, I'll kind of explain more of the other kind of like more technical details. So the assistant uses a very turn-based approach to inputting data. In order to perform text transformation, we need to first prompt the assistant, that's what this would be, to let it know what kind of transformation we want, depending on the prompt.
Stinky.
Sorry about that. Depending on the prompt, the Raza framework will execute the appropriate series of tasks based on the previous prompt. This is all done from text mappings. One big thing that I did want to add was from entity. trackings, and what that would have done. So he said, yes, you won't be able to read my mind. So that's a bit of a weird response there. Let's just go and just do summarizing. So it inputted this, I need some summarizing text. That's the appropriate answer. If we go and we put in some sample text about the different states of matter, solid, liquid, gas, the chatbot will go through and it will summarize it for us. So sorry, as I was saying there, it's turn-based. The assistant is also able to access different APIs. So if you wanted to ask about the weather, the forecast, maybe the sunset, you can also do that as well. So I'm trying to mix LLM capability with traditional assistant capability with information querying on the internet. There's no real link between them yet. You kind of just ask them questions based on text transformation or ask them questions for the API queries, and they're pretty separate. They don't have really any interlocking mechanisms, but that's something I would want to add. Another thing, what I tried to do is the React.js part of the project, the interface, that I tried to make sure that none of the actual logic was happening in there. The only thing that's logic-based is this timer right here, and that just gets a new date time every minute, because when I tried to query it from the Rasa server, there was lots of collisions where if I was trying to do a prompt and it sent a time request, it would collide and mess up all the responses. But that is something that I would want to fix in the end. And that is pretty much it. On that note, they did recently talk about releasing Llama and Llama 2. Llama 2 and Baby Llama. So as I develop this throughout the next couple months, I want to kind of make sure that I try and incorporate those, because they are really useful for low-powered machines. And my eventual goal with this entire project would be to actually have the server running on a Raspberry Pi. So you have the Rasa server on a Raspberry Pi, and then I would have the action server somewhere else on a dedicated PC. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Wow. First of all, Nicholas, thank you so much for presenting. I think everyone on the jury was absolutely blown away with your project here. So huge congratulations. You are the winner of the Raza LLM Community Challenge. And again, I think everyone we'd like to thank all of you just for participating. It was so cool to see all of your ideas. So thank you very much. And of course, we have a special surprise, because everyone that participated did such great work. We'd like to announce that everyone who participated will be getting a Raza t-shirt. So if you're wondering how is this going to happen, you're going to get an email tomorrow. Don't worry, and we'll organize the t-shirt delivery, because we'd like to thank you so much, and with some cool Raza swag. And last but not least, I just want to, again, on behalf of everyone at Raza, a lot of us are listening in today. It was so cool to see your ideas and see what you're able to do with all of the products that we're working on. And I'd also like to announce that Sonam, again, our developer advocate here at Raza, will be following up with the winners, and we'd like to introduce them to our community showcase. So stay tuned if you want to learn even more about these products. I know there's some questions on the YouTube about getting access to the GitHub repositories, etc. So we'll be in touch with that. So thank you so much, everyone, and until the next time.